Hi everyone, Gridlock Cosplay here. It's time for some more work on the power loader. As you can see, what I've done already is added some padding to my steel clamps here. It's just a bit of mattress foam and some EVA foam over top of it, and then wrapped in hockey tape. I gave myself quite the scare the last time that I was doing some strenuous tests on this, just to see if it would actually keep my balance. And I thought that I had bent the metal and the clamps, but it turns out just the screws had started to come loose and pull out because they're really, really short. So I'm replacing them with some 1.5-inch screws instead. While I was drawing up my designs for the upper body, I realized that I made a critical mistake in the hip, and that was that the steel rod, which was supposed to connect to the rest of the body, is completely covered by the PVC. So I've redesigned it so that it's just the other way around. So the PVC pipe is on the outside and the steel rod is on the inside. So the elastic is still going to go on each of the corners. And then because we have the solid PVC here, we can put T's on the sides, and that is the makings for the foundation for the rest of the body. I've added a bit of an inner taper there so that just in case the pipe goes a little too far out, it doesn't catch too badly and it'll slide in easier. I've rigged up the hip so that it kind of stays together so that I can just stand in it and make sure that everything is where it's supposed to be. Looks like the body will be able to start with the backrest, and that's exactly where I want it. In my design of the body, I have some PVC pipe that is going to bend and then go up, and that's going to be right where the back support is. I have drawn out a little bit of a template based on my measurements on how it's supposed to curve. To fasten these together, I am using screws. However, these screws are long enough that if I put them right in there, it stops the pipe from moving. So I am grinding them down so that they're just a little bit shorter so that they don't interfere with the pipe. Got some elbows on the ends here so that they can join together with these pieces. I have been cutting, grinding, and bending PVC for the last 2.5 hours, and here's the result. It kind of stands on its own. It's actually balanced right here, but I have my fake actuators working, and they are currently holding the weight right now, keeping it at this angle. Now this is a much steeper angle than it'll ever be when I'm using it, so that is how it's going to be at rest. It's pretty simple. We've just got some PVC bolted down, bolt through there, the steel rod. The steel rod inside goes all the way up to here. That's what it's resting on right now. And then, of course, the PVC on the outside. I've just ground this out to make it look nice. And there's going to be another one on here to support the top. The next bit of the structure that I have to build is this kind of tail looking thing. On the machine, it has the two actuators that go to the shoulders, but what I'm going to be needing it for is the actuator to the thigh, and it's going to support somewhere in the middle there. So I've sketched it out, and I'm going to have to bend some pipe to there, attach it, and then cut it off wherever it actually attaches. I've designed a 4-point harness buckle, and so I am printing a test of it. And so that's going to take an hour to print each side, so do that while I'm working in the garage. Okay, now I have both of them attached with bolts through here. I just ran out of nuts, so I had to use some tape just to keep the bolt in. I've just been heating it a little bit, just along the joints here, to make sure that they're both even, and have bent them together slightly so that it's a little bit smaller the way it's supposed to be. Just got it set up here. I have the torso balanced, and I've got a bit of PVC here. That's going to be the base plate for the actuators that go up to the shoulders. And what I need to do is put an actuator between this point and about right here. Put some rubber around there, and that makes it so that it can move in many directions. Got it all together now with my semi-universal joints on here and there. And so now check out this movement. I can move in all sorts of directions, and yep, left and right. I can have a wider stance, and it's all good. Now, I haven't put the limit on yet, so this could fall over and the pistons, the actuators would fall out. I'm going to put in the limit when I get more of it put together and know where the actual center of gravity is and how far I need to have it leaning forward, or how far it's allowed to lean forward without the whole thing toppling over. But that's not going to be in this video. That's going to be later on. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all later.